welcome to the Bitcoin RoadShow, where we will tell you the truth about the crypto markets. Yeah, right. So I think what's going to happen right now is Ethereum is going to tumble, and I think that Bitcoin is going to tumble as well. And I think, look, I'm not going to say anything to help out traders because you guys are on your own. It's high risk. It's you know, it's life. It's going to be up and down. Most of you guys think very short term, and to be quite honest, I don't care about you very much. But who I do care about are the hodlers. So you're coming up to a time where it's going to be really, really good, not just to buy, as you see in my episode yesterday or 2 days ago, about certain altcoins, because it's a market that's been diluted so much. It can afford to be, because a lot of money is going to spill into it. So they can afford to be many, many projects, but most of them will end up just shit coins. The ones I told you the other day, every one of those projects have a 90% chance of staying strong and going 10 to 100x within the next few years, or else I wouldn't be telling you about them. I'm not like that, you know, and I'm pretty good when it comes to this sort of stuff, right? I'll tell you right now. Anyway, oh sorry, yeah, I got my lights on. So but yeah, Bitcoin and Ethereum. So let's talk about Ethereum for a bit. Okay, let's talk about Bitcoin first quickly. Bitcoin's a sign of the whole market, how it does. You could probably make some trend analysis on, and I'm sure many have done it, on the correlation between the movement of Bitcoin and its value and the movement of altcoins. You could even, I'm pretty sure, in the next market cycle, be able to do correlations between specific types of altcoin, DeFi, or even split out DeFi into staking and other aspects, decentralized oracles, that kind of thing, right? And this will happen more and more and more, because you have to realize how big this market is. The digital asset market, digital crypto asset market, is going to be worth many, many trillions of dollars in today's understanding of what dollars in value is, right? Of course, the new value in the future will only be done in Bitcoin. And Bitcoin might have the decimal place that will move one day. It could probably move to the right, and you only have 4 decimal places. It might move very far, you only have 2 decimal places to the right. So effectively, if you have 1 Bitcoin, you might end up having 100 million Bitcoin, or you know what I mean? How that's how it might change if decimal place moves in the future. Sorry, 1 million Bitcoin from 1 Bitcoin if it moved 6 decimal places to the right. Just an example. Right. So damn, I'm kind of lost. Not lost. I don't come at this end of. Yeah, I think I'm going the right way. Okay, cool. So when it comes to hodlers, which I care about more, because you guys are the hodlers are the people. I'm a hodler, and I'm also a trader. But I trade. I do easy trading. I don't do day trading and stuff like that, right? But the market requires in hodlers. People like, and I hate to say it, one of the guys really like online, Cryptoface. People like him don't do the industry, don't do the sector much favors, because they're in it for the short-term monetary gain in fiat currency. I don't give a fuck about fiat currency gain. I literally don't. I could have sold out many times years ago and bought heaps of Lamborghinis and shit. And okay, I did buy nice cars, but I didn't bank out everything I had. What I tended to do was move out Bitcoin into things like different altcoins, or maybe I needed something. Maybe I bought a house, you know. But these weren't things that moved money back into the old economy. They were things that cemented the value of cryptocurrency. I actually do resent people who use crypto just to gain fiat. And that's one thing that I do not like about Cryptoface. I will tell you right now. Even though think he's a good dude. And not just him, many of the traders. I wouldn't say what's his name, Eric Crown is quite the same, but he's a trader. Even was the other guys I talk about quite a lot. The South African dude, Crypto Sniper, Francis Hunt. He's also in it to make money, as are the scammers that I told you about. Never forget to mention who the scammers are. Bob and Phil are two of the biggest scammers in the crypto space. They're scamming, fraudulent motherfuckers, right? They have the academy, they call it. I don't mind Chris Comey, his academy. Fair enough. He's been in crypto for maybe as long as I have, and he's maybe got more knowledge in a lot of areas. I'd say he probably does have a lot more knowledge in some areas. Because even if you weren't like an IT person like I am, if you got into crypto and you learned the specific aspects of crypto, then you've already given yourself leaps and bounds ahead of people like me. And I think that's where he fits in. Well, of course he does, because he made himself a specialist in this area. Oh, I can overtake. So, yeah. He is one guy who, like the Chris Comey guy, who he wants crypto to move forward. No one is a better example than Andreas Antonopoulos or Max Kaiser. So I'm trying to show people here who put crypto ahead of their own lives and their own profit margin, much like myself. I learned quite a while ago now, fairly recently, that money is not everything, right? And therefore, it's not only not important not to cash out and buy things to impress people that don't matter in your life, or even people that do matter, but it's also not important to ever become rich out of cryptocurrency. It's important to support it to the stage where it becomes the new money, meaning that even if all of us have no cryptocurrency and all the crypto ends up in the hands of the same motherfuckers that it ended up in last time, it's still a better thing than what we had. Meaning, when you go to work and work for your money, the money that you work for, you could save and squirrel away, and it's not going to be deflationized, whatever, by money printers. Because when money printers go brrr, all it does is inflate currency. It devalues what you have, and it means that what you've worked for gets taxed. So anyway, I've done a bit of a roundabout state here in what I'm trying to say. I was going to talk about Ethereum, and I'm going to get there. But basically, what's really important is that cryptocurrency takes a hold, because even if the motherfuckers are the people who control most of it, let's say we give all Bitcoin to Goldman Sachs, just for example, an evil corporation that can't be trusted. Yeah, they'll share it around to their friends, but overall, they can't print more of it. If we give it to the Federal Reserve in America, they can't print more of it. So what they have is what they have. They can't give it to their friends and create the Cantillon effect. Stops with cryptocurrency. Look up the Cantillon effect. And this is the biggest problem. It's not the distribution of wealth. It's the inability to distribute wealth fairly over time. That's what cryptocurrency is about. So not only can you, because some people are on the socialist side of crypto, and I don't subscribe to this one either. That, like, for example, Pi, the Pi project, or in many ways Electronium as well. Two good projects, don't get me wrong. But what I don't like about them is they like, oh, Bitcoin's already owned by certain people, man. We need to choose something else. Thinking that somehow, in some magical universe that your mind is living in, that if you take some new currency, like, I don't know, Tron or XRP, and you distribute it better, that somehow the sneaky bastards that rule the financial markets of the world will not end up with it all in their pockets again. They will. It's going to happen to anything. Bitcoin is the best, even though it's the first, and it's the first proper cryptocurrency. It's not the first cryptocurrency, sorry. It's the first blockchain cryptocurrency. You can look into the reasons I have explained many times. I'm not going to get into that, what the difference is. Double spend, that kind of. There's I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to even go there. Right. So, what I'm really trying to say here is, we don't need something other than Bitcoin. Other projects bring stuff that's good to the environment, to the crypto space, and there's enough space for them to exist, to coexist. There's enough space for projects like Chainlink and many other competitors of Chainlink to coexist in this environment, when you understand how massively huge the derivatives market is and the stock market is, and understanding that the stock market will funnel into crypto tokens, and that the derivatives market will funnel into the same, and that the world currency market will funnel into cryptocurrency like Monero, Bitcoin, Dash, many others. These hybrid situations where you have a platform and a currency like Cardano, Zilliqa, Digibyte, many others. Some that haven't made it, you know, some will fall by the wayside, like Yahoo failed. And this will be my segue back into the Ethereum conversation. I like that I can still drive with my phone on my hand. Anyway, so Ethereum is one of those ones where it's not going to die and go away. Don't be so stupid and ridiculous. But it could become a Yahoo. I would say it's worth buying it on the cheap. Look, if it goes below $200, where I sold out at 207, which is probably a dumb price to sell out at. Just I sold out at 450 2 weeks before it moved to 1,300 years ago. That was a dumb price to sell out at. But look, hey, look, I sold out at 450 and it still went back down to $100. Was it really that bad? Maybe not, from a trader's point of view. Have a long-term view on crypto, because it is the new economy and it will take a long time to bed in. But it's so much more superior than what we had before. And what we had before lasted hundreds of years. Do you really think crypto's going to disappear in 5? When the old monetary system's like driving a toy Tonka truck next to a proper fucking vehicle, like a Caterpillar, like a proper, oh my god, just as I had that weird, living in the country, massive air turd in this location. Oh, it must be cows and chickens together. Alright. Oh, in this window here. Okay, so Ethereum. I'm going to make a call right now. I'm going to say that given the market uncertainty of Ethereum 2.0, it would be very silly to jump into Ethereum at anything more than $300. It might go to 600, but I'm talking about risk versus reward here. If Ethereum makes it to 600, it also means that other projects will have made it 2x from where they are now to maybe 3 or 4x where they are now. So don't think just because you make money, like, this is the cop-out that a lot of XRP lovers give. No, but I made just 10% the other day. Yeah, I made 50 on a different coin that's got a lot more going for it. You know, you can always justify your mistakes by making yourself, and the thing is, by the way, I will advocate this, justify your mistakes if it makes you feel better, because when you feel like shit, you can make a lot more mistakes because you start to take negativity into your life, and that, obviously, law of attraction brings more negativity into your life. But yeah, when it comes to Ethereum, I'd say tread carefully. I will personally not be buying Ethereum until an opportunity arises where the profits that I took from Ethereum make it that I'm buying back in at no more than what I sold out before, which was 207 to 212. And if I miss out and Ethereum goes to 1300 again, so what? I know that that market, they're not going to maintain a stranglehold on it, because their technology, even if they get their Ethereum 2.0 up, it's not going to be as clean as something like Cardano. So I would probably buy back into it. Let's say if I had to buy back in at 10% more than I paid, I would do that, but only at 10% of the amount that I'd sold before. You will always find something else in another field, and that's the great thing about crypto right now. You might think it's a confusing thing, but it's actually a good thing about it. Crypto's becoming so diversified that you can look for niches, and those niches have unpopped corn, you know, that's ready to go, that hasn't gone 10x yet or 100x. The main thing about hodling, and, well, let's see, the main thing about trading would be just chill the fuck out and don't be in such a rush. The main thing about hodling is very similar, although you need to, actually this applies to both as well, with both hodling and trading, you need to keep up to date with news, especially if you've gone for obscure projects. Because sometimes if something's really obscure and it looks like it's going to die, and the competition there, let's take EOS for example. Telos was a copy of EOS, or let's take Sushi Swap. Sushi Swap was a direct copy of Uniswap. They added in what's it called? They added in staking of the token, something Uniswap failed to do, but they could do it anytime themselves. And I think they can't. They can still stop the death from happening. EOS haven't done enough work to stop players like Telos taking their thunder, taking their code and using it themselves to create something arguably better. Telos is one of the ones I mentioned a long time ago that's done pretty well. And I think will continue to do pretty well. So will Singularity. Of course, other projects like Fetch AI will also do well, because why? The AI space is under-cluttered. Oh, look at the little chihuahua. It's just sitting there looking at the road. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway. So yeah. Basically, Ethereum is something I trade carefully with. I will get back into it again because you want to have a stake in it. I think it's going to stay important, even if for the naysayers, the doomsayers, there's always been. Since I started buying Ethereum back in 2015, there's always been people say that it's a shit coin, it's going to nowhere. It clearly isn't. And the worst case scenario for Ethereum, in my opinion, is what I said before, is the worst case scenario is it's Yahoo. Yahoo's still alive, it's still here, it still exists, it still makes money, it still employs people, right? The best case scenario is it will completely trounce others like Cardano and Zilliqa, Digibyte, Tomo Chain, Stratus, that's just already on its way out in many ways. I mean, if you look at it, Neo, same thing. A lot of these second generation blockchains, which is another reason why I kind of favor Cardano over these ones, because there's a third generation blockchain, can cope with much higher throughput rates, transactional speeds, or volume. So yeah, when it comes to Ethereum, keep an eye on it. If it drops to whatever you sold it for before, look at the news with a fresh head and think to myself, do I want to own this because I don't want to miss out? Or do I want to own this because it looks like Ethereum have really got their shit in order? Have I spoken to coders and said, what do you think about coding smart contracts in the new Ethereum 2.0 platform, as opposed to doing something in Haskell, programming in Haskell, programming something in the Cardano blockchain. Start to really dig deep for information, because as time goes on, these punts that you take will require more specialist knowledge, more a deep dive into these projects to profit from them. And you'll be able to lose money a lot easier by doing the kind of surface level research that you could get away with a few years ago, but you probably can't get away with in the upcoming years. Maybe for a while, but not for long. Every field gets like this. The .com field got like this, you know. Anyway, that's about it. Just don't be someone who learns the hard way by losing all your money. I'm gonna leave it there. All right, cheers.